In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to create a test in ExamView, save it for Blackboard, and then upload it into Schoology so that you can use it in Schoology. So the first thing you need to do is have ExamView loaded on your computer. If you don't have ExamView, you can go to the S drive. Every time I click on a folder, it does that. Go to the public folder. Go down here to Downloads, ExamView, and you're going to click right here on ExamView Installer. That will run, and you just follow the directions, click Next, 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 and it's going to install ExamView on your computer. So then you have your ExamView test generator, and I'm going to open that. I had some tests on this computer, so I just went ahead and used the test wizard, created a test, and named it 6 Weeks Test. So I have a test already open. So what you're going to do is do File. You're going to do an export, and you are going to export it to Blackboard 7.1, and that's going to bring up a dialog box where you can name your test. So I'm going to name it 6 Weeks Test, and you're going to click Save. Now it's going to bring up another box. You're going to give your test a name. So I'm going to say 6 Weeks Test again. So you could do it by units. So say that whichever unit you were working on, you would change the name to that unit. And right here, you have to give it a directory name. And you click OK. Alright, so now I created a folder earlier called Blackboard Test, and that's where it saved this test in there. If you haven't already done that process, it'll ask you where you want to save the test, and you just tell it. So here I have Blackboard Test. Alright, so now I've got my test created, and now I want to upload it to Schoology. So I'm going to go over here to Schoology. In my Schoology, the way that I found this to be the easiest is to create a I call it Test 101, and Test 101 is the only thing I use this for is to upload tests into Schoology, and then I take those tests and I put them into my resources into a bank. So here we're going to create a new test. So I'm going to click on Add Test. I'm going to name it 6 Weeks Test. I'm going to click Create. And here I've created my test. So now I can add my questions. So I'm going to click on Add Questions, Import Test Questions. So I tell it that I want Blackboard 7.1, and we click Next. I click on the File button right here, and it's kind of hard to see, but that's where you click File button. I find my test, so I direct it to the location that they're located, and once you've done this one time, if you save everything in the same folder, then it will automatically go back to that folder. So I'm going to click on the 6 Weeks Test, and I'm going to click Open. So now it has loaded it. That's what it says right here. I click Import. Takes just a couple of minutes. So now it's told me that I have multiple choice 10, matching 1, fill in the blank 20, true false 5, and an essay question of 1. Now on here it automatically puts in the correct answers. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. Once you've created your test in ExamView and you do the export into Blackboard, it takes those answers and everything with it, so you don't have to worry about going and editing those questions. So now I have my test questions, and I need to put them into a test bank. So I'm going to go over here to Resources, go to Personal, and say that those questions came from my Business Principles class. So I click on Business Principles, and inside here I need to create my test bank. So I'm going to say out of that question bank. You can do it by units, you can do it by chapters, however you want to. So I'm just going to call this Chapter 1. Okay, and we're going to click Create. So now I have my Chapter 1. So then I go back over to my Test 101, where I have uploaded my 6 weeks. So here's my 6 weeks.
It is very, very easy to upload your questions. You're just going to go right here to Options,
Add questions to bank. Here are all your questions. Anyone that you don't want to use, you just uncheck. You click Next. You select the bank you'd like it to go to. So go right here. Then you add the questions. And you're done. It's added all the questions to your test bank. You can go back over here to Resources, Personal, Business Principles, and here are my questions. So everything has been added.